Easy Explain, The Subjection of Women by John Stuart Mill, Chapter 4, which is also the final chapter. So we're going to lay on some heavy words here to start. We're going to look at marriage as bondage. Mill says that marriage is the only actual bondage known to our law, again being in 1869 England. There remain no legal slaves except the mistress of every house. Big words there. So let's look at power versus liberty next for Mill. Mill goes on to say that the love of power and the love of liberty are an eternal antagonism. Where there is least liberty, the passion for power is the most ardent and unscrupulous. The desire of power over others can only cease to be a depraving agency among mankind when each of them individually is able to do without it. Got to give up that power for the sake of liberty, which can only be where respect for liberty in the personal concerns of each is an established principle. Right, so we're looking at liberty on the personal level. This goes back to his essay from 1859. This is also an extension of his utilitarian ethics. He's saying if we're seeking power, liberty is going to have no place there, right? They're going to be in eternal antagonism. Next, let's look at the habitual pursuit for Mill. He says if there is anything vitally important to the happiness of human beings, which is of utmost vital importance to Mill, is that they should relish their habitual pursuit for happiness, right? This should be the highest good that we're imbuing into liberty and what we're working towards, what we're striving for, what we really love should be this habitual pursuit of happiness. And at last, let's not consider what a wasted life could be like here, to wrap things up for Mill. Here at the end of Subjection of Women, he says, sufferings arising from causes of this nature usually meet with so little sympathy that few persons are aware of the great amount of unhappiness even now produced by the feeling of a wasted life. The case will be even more frequent, as increased cultivation creates a greater and greater disproportion between the ideas and faculties of women and the scope which society allows to their activity. So he's saying nothing here contributes to greater unhappiness than feeling like your life was wasted. And Mill is really sympathizing and empathizing, putting himself into women's shoes, and he's like, how can their lives not feel wasted if they're not given the same liberties and opportunities and environments that men are? So that's really his big call here. Got to put an end to this. Got to come together as feminist men, especially, and work to further this feminist cause. So that about sums up the subjection of Women by John Stuart Mill, and I hope this helps.